On today's episode of the Toy Chasers.
Billy doesn't deserve anything. Billy deserves to get his ass kicked is what Billy deserves.
I know, like Dodongo and Jay are jealous right now. They are not happy with this.
What the freaking thing comes to life and just like knifes me in my sleep. Then I just paid $40 to get myself fucking killed. What's up with that?
Like, my jaw dropped a little bit. I'm sitting there with the camera, and I ain't even paying attention when I'm filming anymore because I'm just sitting there dumbfounded.
Opening up elevator doors. Pow, 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 pow!
Y'all a bunch of that shirt, by the way.
Wow.
So we are at Retropalooza 2. This is a convention that we started. Actually a convention that Jay started.
I can't say I had anything to do with it because I'm too damn lazy.
We're here with a bunch of our old friends. We're here with 8-Bit Eric, with Pat. Grimsy42 is here. Or as Billy and Jay would say, Stupid Scott.
Super excited. I was unable to attend the first one, so I'm really looking forward to this one.
So not only do we have retro video games here at Retropalooza, we have vintage toys here at Retropalooza. Excuse me.
I actually came about a week early.
Yeah, Scott and actually Jordan, both those guys have actually helped me more with this thing than Billy and Melvor. They helped more in one day than Billy and Melvor helped me the entire year. So I really thank you guys for that. Like, I'm not even trolling you guys right now. I'm trolling these two though, because they don't do shit.
We're busy taking care of the channel though, you know? It's not like we're just goofing off doing nothing.
I'm an art guy. I make videos. I don't organize shit.
Dude, I just closed the door.
So there's a lot of vendors here at Retropalooza, a lot of toys. So I'm just gonna, take this opportunity to go around and look for shit and find shit. For those of you who don't know, this is the Ginger Dead Man, not bread, dead, the Ginger Dead Man. The Ginger Dead movies are, for those of you who don't know, very, very underrated classics. I'll cookie you to death! A cookie comes to life and has the voice of Gary Busey and kills people. People need to watch this. Go like, this is your homework assignment. Go home and watch a Ginger Dead Man. Please.
So I'm filming. I'm going around the convention floor looking at all the vendors and stuff, and I spot this one that has an Ewok village. This is one of my most wanted toys. I don't know what to expect about price, you know, I'm kind of expecting them to say 40, 50, 60 bucks, but I go ahead and ask. $10? $10, okay. Kind of stunned right now, actually. This is a little unexpected. It's a very pleasant surprise, actually. I'm not even gonna try to...
Wait for this?
To haggle. Yeah, for that. $10.
You're a real son of a bitch.
$10 for an Ewok village.
$10 Ewok Village is a fucking score, period. Hands down, that's a score right there. 10 bucks. Melvor said, I'm not even gonna negotiate, I'm not gonna try to haggle. I wouldn't have either. It's $10, man. The thing's worth way more than $10, and you're gonna get more than $10 worth of fun out of it.
Wait, it comes even with the big giant wicket? There's no reason for that. I love Return of the Jedi. Not exactly obsessed with the Ewoks. However, Melvor is for whatever reason. He likes short, hairy people, which I guess explains why he loves Eric so much.
I don't know. I think I just saw Return of the Jedi at the right time. I was the right age. That was one of the first movies I actually remember seeing in the theater. The Saturday morning cartoon, the made-for-TV movies that they made on the Ewoks. I watched them all, loved it all. They were always there for those younger years of my childhood. I remember them fondly, you know, they captured my imagination. That is amazing, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been wanting one of these since 1983.
Melvor always wanted it. I remember as a kid, him always wanting it. Never got it. It probably never came through Toys for Tots is why. So.
This was something that I always remember looking at in the little pamphlets that came with the other toys, you know. This Ewok village that 5, 6-year-old me, it seemed like such an unattainable toy. I always wanted this. I remember pouring through those advertisements, just looking at it, dreaming, saying, man, I'd love to get one of those things.
It's mostly complete. It's missing a couple of pieces, but I mean, for $10, you buy it. You buy it.
This is definitely one of those things that, you know, I'm happy to check off the list.
One thing I'm really looking forward to is getting to see everybody that's going to come. So many of the guests are friends of mine.
You swindler, by the way.
Oh my God, best games ever.
You said you were going to do 45 on him.
But I didn't want Ryan to get it, so I said I'll do 50.
Yeah, Ryan, what an asshole.
So I caught Ryan slipping.
This is what he did to Ryan.
Y'all a bunch of fucks for that shirt, by the way.
Well, it turns out that caught slipping t-shirts is not the only thing that I should be keeping an eye on.
This dude just pulled out of sense.
No, he didn't.
Look, show it to him. Show it to him, brother.
Not in here.
Yes, he did. I saw him pull it out.
If he pulled this little Samson out of here, he would have freaked out more. Plus, it's on camera. Melvor would have said something. I thought that would go cool.
Apparently, these guys conspired against me to make a fake little Samson cart and place it in the $2 NES bin, thinking that I might be like, oh my God, guys, I found a little Samson for $2. Guys, I wasn't born yesterday.
It's not for $2. No, it's not.
I was about to say, it's not for
It's a
$2.
copy of baseball, and you look right past it. It's right there in the thing. I have bad eyesight.
Worst prank ever. These guys need to bring their game up. They're acting like a bunch of amateurs.
If you guys can remember the gigantic booger scene, as most people know it, when Billy spotted that space shuttle, the Defiant, and he really wanted to add that to his collection and unfortunately wasn't able to make the deal. Well, it looks like he's got a second chance here.
So my friend Jason Champion, he's very close to having a complete NES collection, and a couple of the games that he happens to be missing, I have duplicates of.
Two games for a Defiant, yeah? 2 games for a Defiant.
My most wanted toy of all time. So Jason contacted me, and he had the Defiant. He actually found it at the flea market down there in Houston. Doesn't want it, doesn't really collect for it or whatever. He knew I was interested in it, and I happened to have these 2 games that he wanted.
Dude, you're a scumbag.
How am I a scumbag?
You don't deserve it. What games did you trade?
I'm not sure I agree with what he's trading, what he's bartering, but he's going to give up a copy of Swordmaster and Uncharted Waters, both very uncommon games for the NES.
I have the Defiant. I missed out on this a couple of years ago at a flea market, and now I finally have it in my possession.
Definitely comparable value based on the condition and everything, and I know Billy really wanted the Defiant. You know, he was really let down the last time.
F you, Mr. Flea Market Reseller. I finally have my Defiant, so screw you. Pretty good trade. We both got things that we needed or wanted, and now granted this thing isn't in the best condition, but I can complete it and I can get pieces here and there and make this thing pretty freaking complete. But I'm stoked because the Defiant was absolutely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, G.I. Joe toys of all time. I just had so much fun with this thing as a kid. I mean, I absolutely loved it, and I have it again, so it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good scores. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad.
Sounds like you're a little jealous.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous of it. I don't got room for it. Where would I put it? You've seen my apartment. Looks like Funko Land threw up in there.
I'm actually excited to see this for him, and I'm happy for Billy. I'm glad he was able to finally get his Defiant. And God, that booger.
So far, so good. Everything's going smoothly here. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Everybody's hanging out and catching up. You know, it's busy. There's a lot of people here. People are buying. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Everybody seems happy, and you know, so far, so good. And Billy just farted. And I turned the AC off so the audio would be better. Oh my goodness. Check it out.
look, it's Darth Gator.
I can't breathe in this thing. It's hard to breathe in that.
A little person went into the bathroom, and I'll spare you some of the details, but she was unable to get up onto the toilet. And she really had to go, so she dropped trousers and she went. Oh, my airplane story. And then she opened the door and proceeded to exit the bathroom. There, for everyone to see, about 2 feet from my head was, yeah, it looked like somebody tipped over a Johnny on the spot. It was not a good scene, I will tell you that. It looked like a Mardi Gras party in there, to quote your New Orleans. And the bad part was the poor stewardess comes back just to do a final check and make sure everybody's seated and belted in, and she opens the door. And she said a 4-letter word. And I don't think they're supposed to do that, but I don't think she cared because she knew she was the one who'd be cleaning it, so.
Fucking hilarious. I'd give my left nut to have been on that fucking plane and see it actually happen. That's what I'm jealous of. I'm not jealous of anyone else's pickups this entire weekend. I'm jealous I didn't get to see that.
I keep looking around and I keep coming back to this vendor that sold me the Ewok Village. They also have this R2-D2 carrying case.
How much are we watching that?
This was something that came out during episode 1. I always planned on picking it up. Every time I'd go to the store though, I'd say, oh, I'll get it next paycheck, you know, and I would get something else. And then it just wasn't available anymore. So it was something I never picked up that I always wanted.
I wanted to try and ask for 40.
I'm kind of surprised, actually. As a little higher than I was expecting them to say.
A lady's son had died a couple years ago, and she just now is willing to part with all this stuff. It's my mom's friend, and he died of lung transplant failure, and we're trying to get her money because she's living in a week-to-week hotel now. We're trying to get her into an apartment or a house or something like that.
That's a very admirable thing for these guys to be doing, and you know, $40 is a little steep, but it's going for a good cause, so I actually have no problem paying this.
Well, you guys gave me a really good deal on the Ewok Village. I will give you 40 for this.
It's going to go to help out a lady who needs it. It's cool to see that people are still willing to, you know, to do things like this to help out.
Oh, it comes with figures. Okay.
It has all the figures in it.
This thing also comes with a bunch of figures included, so it's not that bad of a price when you take all that into consideration.
All right.
40 for that?
40 for that, thanks a lot. No problem. I would hope that this lady would, you know, also be happy with the fact that somebody else is enjoying these toys that her son got so much enjoyment out of. It's definitely going to be appreciated. I'm so happy with the things that I was able to buy from this vendor, and you know, it'd be nice if she knew that.
Retropalooza 2 was a good, which is better than a bad.
Overall, I'd say it was a success. We didn't have any major issues or breakdowns or anything like that.
Had fun, got a couple of things here and there, laughed a lot, cried a little bit, made fun of Eric, made fun of Pat.
This Retropalooza was definitely a blast. Definitely cemented the fact that I will be coming year in and year out.
This has been an amazing experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. Everyone's saying their goodbyes. Billy pulls me to the side though and says, hold on a second, we need to film one more thing. He says, I have an early Christmas present waiting for me outside.
I know what it is, so I'm not gonna pretend like I don't, but I haven't opened it yet. I haven't taken it out of the bubble wrap. And it's huge. Like a huge box, you'll love it.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's see what it is, start following him. Go out the main doors into the lobby area, and there's this behemoth of a box sitting there.
Fucking bastard. Fucking bastard.
And it's the USS Flag. I'm kind of like my jaw dropped a little bit. I'm sitting there with the camera, not even paying attention when I'm filming anymore because I'm just sitting there dumbfounded that this goon was gifted a USS Flag.
I could tell that all these other guys that are my age are totally jealous of this Dodongo floating head, especially Jay. Because that son of a never got one, you know, back in the day because, you know, he was poor and stuff.
Hey, what do you think about that?
It's cool, I guess. Billy doesn't deserve anything. Billy deserves to get his ass kicked is what Billy deserves.
I got the USS Flag back in the day. That was like my only gift that particular Christmas. Every kid in that neighborhood was jealous. So like my friend Frankie, I mean, he was a little so I enjoyed, you know, pissing him off. But, you know, he suddenly became a better friend when he realized that I had the carrier. Go figure.
So a friend of mine had one of these, and I was like, that's so cool. Yeah, no way my parents are gonna buy that.
I don't ever remember what happened to it. I'm sure just like, you know, my games and Transformers and everything else just got tossed away because as you get older, you realize you don't need toys and stuff. And then you become, you know, in your 30s and then realize that you want it all back.
So this flag was actually bought through Tony. A kind of behind-the-scenes deal was made with Tony. He has access and connections in the G.I. Joe world, the G.I. Joe underworld, and was able to come up with one of these things.
Wow, that's unbelievable. It's about as long as one of these tables, isn't it?
Yeah, when you put it together, it's 7.5 feet long.
I mean, it's one of the most sought-after G.I. Joe toys, if not any toy ever. This is crazy.
The flag is like, the flag's on a different level. As a playset goes, I've never seen anything like this.
To people, it is a grail. This is a holy grail item. You know, you got this, you got the Terradrome, and then you also have the Defiant. Those are like the 3 largest playsets. They're massive.
I know all those guys like G.I. Joe more than I did, so I know they're jealous because they wanted one. But also, I think they all know that Billy is very undeserving.
Screw you. Is that the way toy chasing go?
That's the way toy chasing goes sometimes.
You know, and Billy was a lucky kid that he had one of these things growing up. I don't want to say Billy was a spoiled kid, but he had a few toys that I think most kids would have killed their younger sibling to have gotten.
My dad was a working man, worked with his hands, didn't have this high-paying job. He had to save basically a year to get me this thing. And it really meant a lot to me at the time, but as you get older, you really realize the sacrifices and all that went into actually getting something like that at the time. For me, when I was a snot-nosed little freaking kid, it really kind of makes you think and stuff. And it was the best Christmas ever, like ever.
It took me about a month to find everything. I got lucky. I found some of the parts really cheap. I traded for a lot of the stuff. So, you know, it's really hard to find them with the box and the condition that I found it in. I'd say I got lucky.
Tony's a good guy. I know this because he could have made a whole lot of money on that flag. A whole lot of money. But he thought that hooking up a friend and giving him an amazing deal was much more important to him.
This is something he really wanted. I love G.I. Joe, and I was willing to help him out. So came from the G.I. Joe community, and now I'm back. He got me back in the video game community. So
him giving me to this flag for $550 cost him money. But that's what it is. That's what it's all about with the whole collecting, you know, and having friends and being in this community, whether it be toys or gaming or whatever.
So I started recollecting again back in 2001. Been going to the G.I. Joe convention since 2002, and just kind of randomly hitting them up whenever they're near me. So
I never bought G.I. Joe.
I joined the Army because of G.I. Joe.
I was always Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles. Or
you know, pass on the love, help each other out as collectors, be much more happier, I think, in the long run than just trying to line your pockets.
Oh, that was unusually insightful.
Yeah, I had my moments.
I cannot believe you just did that.
Wait, aren't we on Retropalooza 4?
I don't want to hear it, dude. I'm trying to play catch up right now on a lot of this stuff. This stuff should have been aired already, except I was doing Game Chasers episodes because you were too lazy to do them.
Peace out.